Perfect. My name is Lorraine Jesso. I've been in the business for about 6 months now. The reason I got introduced to Juice Plus actually by a girlfriend that I worked with, Lisa. The way she described it to me, and it was pretty simple. She's like, this is just fruits and vegetables. She's like, stuff that we need anyway. You're not getting enough. And I knew I wasn't getting enough. But my story starts way back in 2002. I was diagnosed as a bipolar. I had extreme manic episodes, extreme depression. It was really brutal. Went on medication. The medication just made me numb and I started spiraling. Like at first I went really, really manic. So my psychiatrist put me on a whole bunch of medication and brought me right down. But because I'd been so high, I crashed. So I got so utterly depressed. And my psychiatrist at the time, who was also bipolar, wouldn't put me on any antidepressants because he didn't want me to go manic again. He seen me going through that. He did not want me to go through that again. My mom was an alcoholic. There was no voice for me. And I was so depressed I couldn't even talk. I quit talking for like 3 months. So I finally, he put me on a really low dose of antidepressants. It started getting me out of it a little bit, and then my psychiatrist actually ended up committing suicide. So it was kind of like, it made everything make sense why he didn't, because he was so sick, he couldn't see, he was going through his mania at the time. He did not want me to go through that again because made so many silly decisions, put myself in so many bad situations because I couldn't think. My mind was moving so fast. So got a new psychiatrist. She got me on meds, but the meds they made me numb. I had no feeling, no nothing. So finally in about 2007, I decided that, okay, these meds, they're going to kill me. Like I can't take them anymore. So I started realizing that my sleep and my diet had a lot more to do with my mental illness, because I noticed if I got too much sleep, I started getting depressed. If I got too little sleep, I started going manic. So I started managing that a little bit better, started to get into more of a routine of eating, and was able to make it through with no meds and no major manic episodes and no major depression episodes. But I was still having the little ups and downs. My summer I was depressed in the summer. Winter I would go a little bit manic, but nothing where I would go as high as I was at the very beginning. So when I met Lisa, and she said, I knew this is what I needed. I knew this was going to, because I knew how important nutrition is for mental health, for everything. And so I started on the meds, and I've started on Juice Plus, and since then, it's an even kill. I'm normally a high energy person, but I can think clearly. It's not like the mania anymore. It's not like this is normal. And it was really hard for a long time because I didn't know what normal was. And then having 2 stepchildren and having my own daughter, and watching Luke and Mary Jo go through the school system and just sick all the time. It's been 5 months and they haven't got sick at all. Super proud of that. I've noticed with Luke has behavioral problems. His behavior is starting to change because of the Juice Plus, and I'm not super consistent with him because he spends a week at his mom's, he spends a week with us. So, but even with that, what a difference in his concentration. And even for me, it really did save my life, because I think if I ever would have went through a depression like I did 7 years ago, I wouldn't have ever been able to make it out. And I know with Juice Plus, and as long as I'm consistent on it, I don't have to worry anymore. I don't have to constantly check myself. I don't have to be afraid anymore, because I know my body's getting everything it needs, and the chemical imbalance is never going to get completely out of whack because my body's getting everything it needs. And then with my kids, and now I'm pregnant, and I went through my first pregnancy with no Juice Plus, and now with the second pregnancy, I feel amazing. Besides being uncomfortable, I have way more energy. With Aspen, during that pregnancy, I was so tired. I was so lethargic. All I wanted to do was sleep. And with this pregnancy, I'm doing more than I did before I was pregnant. And I'm really thankful. And now I got into the business end because I know so many people that are sick simply because of nutrition, simply because they're not healthy, because of the food they eat, and it's just like, I'm really starting to believe that nutrition and sleep, it can save the world. And that's our biggest problem when it comes to cancer, when it comes to mental illness, when it comes to almost everything. All we need is healthiness and a decent routine. Yeah, so no, that's my story. And now I'm starting to get 4 kids, so I'm a little slow moving on the business end, but I plan on making a trip down. My home in Lac La Biche, Alberta, nobody really knows about Juice Plus. I plan on going down there, sharing this story, and I know it can help so many people, and I know not only help their health, but also help them financially, help them have freedom. There's so many stay-at-home moms that I know that are struggling so bad. And if they can find something they truly believe in, like this is an amazing product. And I truly believe in it. That's why I have no problem talking about it, sharing it with everybody. And everywhere I go now, I'm talking about it. Went to a going away party and I start talking about it. They're like, oh my God, Lorraine. I'm like, but no, you guys. Yeah. I can't help myself. But yeah, that's my story.